everyone to subscribe to my channel and keep on subscribing to my channel.
Make sure you tell them what your channel is.
My channel is at We Are Hospitalgate. Now remember this. It's at We Are Hospitalgate with Sir Doyle. At We Are Hospitalgate with Sir Doyle and Master Lukey. At We Are Hospitalgate. When you log on to at We Are Hospitalgate, you'll see videos and you'll see something that says Sir Doyle. You subscribe to that channel and you look at the videos. Now, not only I want everybody to subscribe to this channel, but there are videos that we took off of Lukey's channel and put onto my channel, and I want you to log on to those channels and give them hits. That's right. Those videos are good videos. Log on to the channel, subscribe, and log on to all the videos and give them hits. By the end of this week, I want to have at least 7,000 subscribers, if it's possible. If it's possible, I want 7,000 subscribers right in this week, if it can be done. Strive for it. All of you strive for it. Log on and subscribe to at We Are Hospitalgate with Sir Doyle and Master Lukey. That's at We Are Hospitalgate. At We Are Hospitalgate with Sir Doyle and Master Lukey. At We Are Hospitalgate. And every video, especially this one, starting with this one, every video on that channel needs a hit from all of you. And remember, it's at We Are Hospitalgate.
If you think being available all...
Now, that I was said, I'm going to play something. That I was said, at We Are Hospitalgate with Sir Doyle and Master Lukey. Now, that I was said, I'm going to play something. Okay. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. was a day when I felt strong. Ain't gone, I can't go on. Now that I know we've both been waiting so long. But I believe that the waiting has made us strong. Baby, oh sweet darling, please stay with me. I know this was meant to be. Darling, can't you see? All I have to do is turn on the radio, and it's you I see inside every melody. I stopped that. You know why? Because we lost our viewers here. That's where you had. Restart, okay. The fuck? So. Okay, we'll start that one over. Start that song over. There was a day when I felt strong. You're gone, I can't go on. Darling, I know we've both been waiting so long. But I believe that the waiting has made us strong. Baby, oh sweet darling, please stay with me. 'Cause I know this was meant to be. Darling, can't you see? All I have to do is turn on the radio. It's you I see inside every melody. Darling, every melody. Would you right back home with me? Darling, every melody. Would you right back home to me? When I play my guitar, take the music just a little too far. When I'm always wondering where you are. And I'm wondering where you've been. 'Cause I just want you right here with me. Darling, every melody, make you right back home to me. Every melody, make you right back home to me. Lukey, I can't get this back on.
Cleavage shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby, she's married though.
Keep going over right now. Mama, take this badge from me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Mama, put these guns to the ground. I can't shoot them anymore. That old black cloud isn't coming down. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, 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 hey. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Oh, oh. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, hey, hey. Woo-hoo. Yeah. Everybody does that song their original way. Bob Dylan has his way of doing it. I think Hendrix has his way of doing it. Axl Rose has his way of doing it. Everybody just got to do that differently. You notice I didn't do it like any of them either. I did a little bit like Axl Rose, but mostly my own. Come on, I want to see people chatting on my channel. I want to see people chatting. Not gonna have installed you that good. I did that today, but I'm gonna do it again.
Remember to stay in frame if you can.
Mama, take this badge from me. I can't use it anymore. It's getting dark, too dark to see. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Mama, put these guns to the ground. I can't shoot them anymore. That old black cloud isn't coming down. Feels like I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, 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 hey. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Yeah. Google guy says this is so good. Nice.
He likes us, huh?
Google guy.
Cover your hair and your eyes
That's him?
then. Okay, this is called Oh Me.
That's Google guy?
No, Google guy's in the chat.
He says we're doing good?
Bro, I can't play this song.
Give me 7-8 forever. Oh, I gotta be framed. Right? My hair's getting close to that look, right?
What?
My hair's getting close to that look, right?
Yeah.
Probably what I look like if I do my hair like that, right? I used to look like John Bon Jovi, you know? He's all brunch like this guy.
Alright, I'll try it. Nirvana, Owe Me lyrics.
Wasn't bad.
If I had to lose a mile, if I had to touch feelings, I would lose my soul the way I do. And I don't have to think, I only have to do it. Results are always perfect, and that's old news. Shit, I broke a string.
Oh well. You do it with 2 strings. You can do it with 2 strings, can you? No, I guess 2 strings is not enough.
I mean, my voice is going anyway. I'm shaggy.
Professional. How long? A year or 2?
I could. If I had to lose a smile, if I had no feelings, I would lose my soul. But Sir Doyle said no.
That's true.
I wasn't thinking, only tried to do it.
I stopped him from doing something.
Sir Doyle is perfect.
I'm not perfect.
But that's old news. Would you like to hear his voice? Talking about Jesus. Sir Doyle, the pastor of this church. Two strings broken.
Right?
You're doing good. That's good.
Two strings.
I'll tell you that's good because you're really rocking out. That's why you're breaking the strings. So you're playing so hard that you.
That's true. Also, this thing is not the right. What's it called? A bone. Sir Doyle hasn't had a haircut yet. Yeah, we're trying to get it like neck height, and then we could start. He was looking at Kurt Cobain just now. The gods have spoken. I'm gonna get a battery for your phone.
I'm dedicating this song to my half-sister, who I had kids with. Didn't realize she was my half-sister. And she was a black girl, so this is called Soul Sister. Hey, Soul Sister. Rock and roll sister, I wish I could be with you, but it wouldn't be right, no. Hey, soul sister, remember when I was your mister? Wish I could still be with you, but you know it wouldn't be right. You know it wouldn't be right if we just said goodnight and rocked the night away. Soul sister, hey soul sister, hey soul sister, remember when you were my bride and I was your mister? 2 children, I gave you a happy home. Be right, soul sister. You know it wouldn't be right. You know it wouldn't be right, soul sister. If I even spent one more night with you. You know it wouldn't be right. You know it wouldn't be right. Soul sister, I just spent one more night with you.
Woo, that one hit. That one hit.
The story behind that song? I had incest with my half-sister, who was a black woman, so I call her song Soul Sister. Didn't know it, we didn't know we were half-sister and brother. Have another sister too, her named Tracy, but Tracy I grew up with, I wouldn't make that mistake with her. But Darius, this song is for you.
Oh my God.
What?
last known whereabouts. I want to give Bing AI a prompt and upload a picture of a guy and make the prompt of him losing like 20 pounds in his face. 20 pounds of body weight, but you know, it's a picture of his shoulders wearing an orange shirt and his face has a beard and long hair. It's like silver blonde, and I want them to look like he's lost another 20 pounds of body weight. Same guy, blue eyes. Hey Michael. That prompt is going to be too long for Bing. I have the picture that I can upload to as reference. His next appearance still says March 9th. Okay, based on the picture that came back, I'm gonna need it to be him to be even thinner in the face, like sucked out cheeks. Um, Also, his hair should be in front of his face, not tucked behind his ears, not neat. He's kind of like messy because he's been locked away. But don't put that in the prompt. But I want the hair in front of his face. Everything else the same. Beard. Um, Orange shirt. V-neck. Kirby Forensic Psychiatric Center is a 200-bed maximum security hospital on Ward's Island in New York City. It's literally called Ward's Island, huh? Parking. to the FBI. It's gotta be civil rights, right? Color of law violation. Crime perpetrated by law enforcement or court official. Sex trafficking, no. Hate crime. Religion, maybe. Pretty sure it's with a PH. Best of my knowledge. Where was he living? He was in, I think it was Island Park. What is the subject's official position? What? Oh, what is the subject? Unknown. Brief description. Richard was jailed for making terroristic threats while under the influence of synthetic testosterone, which, what's the word? When it's contraindicated and has a side effect. somebody takes a drug and it interacts, which negatively interacted with other prescription. He's now being held in Kirby. What is it? Forensic Psychiatric Center. And under, what do we want to say, under coercion, he's now being forcefully, he's now being held. What am I trying to say here? He's being held against his will, obviously, but let's see. Department of Justice, DHHS. I wanted to send this to RFK too. Request for federal investigation into alleged RICO violations and civil rights abuses. Dear federal authorities, Richard Stephen Doyle is a victim of systemic racketeering enterprise under the RICO Act. Oh, this is just file it under this, right? Color of law, because he's being considered a ward of the state, right? A ward, it's color. His rights as a living being. He's been drugged his whole life, since he was a kid, and not given health food. He got ADD. He got ADHD from junk that, was packaged. These highly processed food additives and such. Now he's in Kirby eating hospital food, right? Bing wouldn't do it. Flagged. Try this again. Systemic racketeering enterprise under the RICO Act involving interconnected food companies, pharmaceutical firms, hospitals, and prisons that have profited from harmful practices leading to his lifelong drugging, a drug-induced incident, and unjust incarceration without due process or actual harm to others. I request an immediate federal investigation into these matters, including potential civil rights violations, healthcare fraud, and organized crime patterns affecting Mr. Doyle and potentially others. Wow. Paste that right in. Richard Doyle is the victim of a systemic racketeering enterprise under the RICO Act. Involving interconnected food companies selling HPFAs. Should I put that in there? No. Highly processed food addiction. What? Emerging concept? No, additive. Alright. Industrial substances including colors, emulsifiers, flavors, and thickeners used to make ultra-processed foods hyper-palatable, shelf-stable, and appealing. Can't be ruled out, eh? Involving interconnected food companies How do I word this? Often linked to addictive eating behaviors, poor metabolic health, and increased risk of cardio disease, the number one killer. Probably all cause mortality, really. This is a systemic issue, right? The food industry. So what are the most highly processed foods and packaged foods? You ever see on TikTok, oh, I'm feeding a team. Feeding a team. Everything comes out of a package. Oh, man. America. So how do I word this? Microorganisms. See, it's actually the brain of the gut. High processed food additive, brain. High processed food additives found in ultra processed foods have been strongly linked to detrimental effects on brain health, including accelerated cognitive decline, increased risk of dementia, and altered mental health. These foods, which often constitute 60 to 70% of the daily diet in the U.S., so even less than a quarter of your diet, if you had some ultra processed food is associated with 20% faster rate of global cognitive decline. Let's try that one. What else? Global cognitive decline. So that means behavior. A 25% faster rate of executive function decline. Yeah, what kind of executive function do you have here? Dementia and stroke risk. Oh God. Say a prayer. Say a prayer for Sir Doyle. What else? Mental health disorders. There it is. UPFs are linked to higher rates of depression and anxiety, likely due to chronic inflammation. Not to mention the excitotoxic I don't want to say schizophrenic. I mean, I've been accused of that. The key is nonviolent. Excuse me. Let's go back to this here. Richard Doyle is the victim of a systemic racketeering enterprise. Richard Doyle, the living being, is a man who is, he is the man. Richard Doyle is the man who is victim of systemic racketeering enterprise under the RICO Act involving interconnected food companies that sell UPFs market, we'll say market, that market UPFs to families that market UPFs to, that market, let's just say market UPFs, connect, causing mental, can we say disease? What was the word here? Mental disorders, mental health disorders. Should I just say that? At market UPF, we're going to say, write that out. Ultra processed food, right? Ultra processed foods. Ultra processed foods causing mental health disorders. Mental disorder. And the pharmaceutical, comma, hospital, comma, and prison, parentheses, S, that have profited from harmful practices leading to his harmful practices, not limited to his lifelong drugging, the recent drug-induced incident and resulting unjust incarceration without due process or actual harm to others. He is in serious danger. His health, his life is being taken ongoing. And needs nutrition, not more drugs and side effects. He can live with me and heal his gut and brain without drugs, without synthetic chemicals, and use health food with medical marijuana for medical marijuana that's proven effective for Tourette's, which was his original diagnosis. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, he probably saw his parents fighting or something, and or he got yelled at to shut up. You never know how like a brain can and a child can react and internalize things. He probably had a stressful incident that he couldn't talk about as a kid. Maybe he saw his parents yelling at each other. I don't know. And to combine that with the high processed food additives that short circuit the brain and stuff, and people can't, like, I don't know, deal with it. How could he? He's a kid. This is when he was a kid. I don't know if you guys remember the story. He was saying how his aunt, I think, gave his mom some under the counter or something. He gave his aunt gave his mom something. She was a nurse, to give to him when he was a kid. That's what it was. Yeah. Look at that. Look what they did to these people. It's because they don't know how to. The parents themselves don't know how to deal with behavior, right? Because they're not eating right either. Richard Doyle is the man who is now victim, who is the victim of systemic racketeering enterprise under the RICO Act, involving interconnected food companies that market ultra-processed foods proven to cause mental health disorders and the pharmaceutical, hospital, and prison complex that profit it's not over from harmful practice, not limited to Richard's lifelong drugging protocol that was ineffective at best. Oh man, I ran out of room. Lifelong. Okay, take this out here. Lifelong. The most recent drug-induced lifelong improper drugging protocol, the most recent drug-induced incident and resulting unjust incarceration without due process or actual harm to others. His life is being taken, ongoing, and he needs nutrition, not more drugs and side effects. Ribbit. He can live with me and heal his gut and brain without synthetic chemicals, without synthetic prescription synthetic or synthetic prescription. Yeah, because you can get a prescription for weed. I'm running out of room here. Synthetic. Synthetic chemical prescription is really what it is. Synthetic how many letters? That's it. Cut this out. Prescriptione. Oh. Okay. I request an immediate federal investigation into this matter. It's a civil rights violation, healthcare fraud, and organized crime affecting Richard and others. Should I sing it one more time? Let's copy this. Richard Doyle is the man who is the victim of systemic racketeering. Systemic racketeering enterprise under the RICO Act involving interconnected food companies that market ultra-processed foods proven to cause mental health disorders, and the pharmaceutical, hospital, and prison complex that profit from harmful practice from this criminal and harmful practice. Harm not limited to Richard's lifelong improper drugging protocol that didn't work. The most recent June 2025, what is this? June 27. Drug-induced incident. TRT. Oh, I ran out of room again. So I have to leave that out. More can be added, I guess. And resulting unjust incarceration without due process or actual harm to others. His life is being taken ongoing, and he needs nutrition, not more drugs and side effects. He can live with me and heal his gut and brain without synthetic chemical prescription. Instead, health food. With medical marijuana proven effective for Tourette's, his original diagnosis. I request an immediate federal investigation into this matter. It's a civil rights violation, health care fraud, and organized crime affecting Richard and others. Send it. Are you reporting on behalf of yourself or someone else? Someone else. Oh, it's with a V. Alright. Nassau County Court. Send it. Cha-ching. Okay. is next? FBI, U.S. Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division, Criminal Section. The criminal section investigates and prosecutes cases throughout the United States involving the interference with liberties and deprivation of rights defined in the Constitution or federal law. Criminal section prosecutors handle cases involving law enforcement misconduct, including but not limited to instances of excessive force and sexual misconduct. The section also prosecutes hate crimes, that is, acts of violence or threats of violence motivated by bias based on statutorily protected characteristics. Acts of violence or threats of violence motivated by bias based on statutorily protected characteristics. I don't know what that means. Statutorily protected characteristics, or protected classes, are personal traits legally shielded from discrimination in employment, housing, and public accommodation. Key federal characteristics include race, color, religion, sex, gender, national origin, age, disability, and genetic information. Maybe disability. Physical or mental impairment, limiting major life activities. Holy, how could you get more major than life? Major life activities, what's more major than the rest? I mean, he can't live. He literally can't live. He's stuck in there. It's illegal to discriminate against employees for opposing discrimination, filing complaints, or testifying. There you go. As a citizen, right? He's an employee of the state. It's illegal to discriminate against him for opposing discrimination, filing complaints. He filed a complaint. It's illegal to discriminate him as a citizen for filing a complaint. And the complaint is that he got drugged up his whole life, and the straw that broke his back and sent him over the deep end was the TRT. The longer his hair is, the more recent it is. Wow. This is him on weed when we went to the Cannabis Expo. I think. Yep.
You got a good artist to see something they like, and they use their voice to get it. She was doing all that. She was using her voice. There's no voice to get you, and she got you, and she's really talented.
She was really, really good. And
The way she used the movements, she got you hooked on going singer. That's a good.
me hooked. What?
That's a good performer. She could perform.
Yeah, she's a real performer. Shout out to Hudson. Sir D's dimple just got.
Whoops.
Depressed. Post-COVID.
I wish I could bring him at least a lot of my events and he just talks to people like
He cares, Christopher. He's just not saying anything because he's chilling. We had a long day. Right, Sir Doyle? Yes, Master Luki and Sir Doyle, Martello. Post-COVID world, Nathan. Oh, thank God for different people, guys.
Thank God for Mr. Luki. I got my children.
I should be first.
Children. What are my children?
I should be first because no.
They're helping me out. And
But-
I think you can help a lot of other people.
But tell me the truth. Do you think that this is a miracle and that you should save other people too?
I agree. I agree. It is a miracle, and we got to spread the word.
There you go, guys. Lukey needs a hit of some weed. I'm definitely gonna smoke this thing.
Before he did this with me, just did
Look at the
with him,
size of
he
it.
worked on both of us. Right?
What is it? Somebody just gave it to me. I don't even know what it is.
Chuck did it with him before he did it with me. And both.
I thank God for Sir Doyle and Master Lukey.
You guys use good with music system?
It's a pre-roll, Biggie Smalls. Chill out. Huh?
Good with music.
I guess we can't smoke any else, I think. Who had rolled those joints? We got them from somebody. He had a bag of like 100.
Listen, I'll be there for you.
These my words, I swear to you. If you breathe, I wanna be the air for you. I'll be there for you. I'm living on top of you. Still stars from the sky for you. Words can't say what love can do. I'll be there for you. Whoa, whoa. Ton of pumpkin seeds, how you might poop.
It's helping my voice.
That was the weed, that wasn't the testosterone. You could see his hair wasn't that long. It was... Go back up here. This one... Still not long enough. There it is.
Best of both worlds.
We gotta pivot fast. You need quick money and a long-term play. Immediate cash moves, today or this week. 1, gig work or side hustles. Quickest. Yeah. YouTube alone isn't gonna cut it unless you already have a big engaged audience, which you said you don't. It's oversaturated, and unless you have a super clear niche and a unique.
That means something. Think you're a legend.
Well, real martial artists, they...
He thought that was like the Ritz. What an idiot, right? He said because it's by the bus terminal. I see hear all those bums laying out.
Oh my god. Go on, bro. About this one.
I'm sorry, bro. It's just, it's an over the...
You're James, you're your cousin's next victim. Drove me up a wall with his mimicking.
Hit the steamer.
And now, the next victim is his cousin. Like I said, James doesn't like authority. And he messes with security guards, and even psychiatrists because he wants to die. Laughs and you see how he acts. And he fuck me now. Mimic me now, James. Fuck me now. They don't know he said that. They don't know he said this. They think it's me saying it to him, and he laughs and he smirks. You seen him? Oh, James, repeat and mock all this, because everybody in Nassau County hears all this and sees all this everywhere. It's just going worldwide. Try to mock me now, because everybody's going to know you're doing it. Make a total ass out of yourself. Mock me now. Mimic me now, James. Mimic me now. Mimic me now, James. When the whole world hears this and sees this. Where? Final question. He hates himself. He said, "You know what Down syndrome is?" And James has Down syndrome, and I believe he's retarded. I believe he has Down syndrome, and I believe he's also well, people with Down syndrome are retarded. That's a known fact. Down syndrome. You got Down syndrome, James, and you know what Down syndrome is? Retardation.
Come on.
Mock me now.
You want to be what you're not, right, James? You're never going to be me. So give it up.
Mock me now.
Where's my phone?
I ran out of batteries.
I'm charging it. No, we want to change the world, even if it kills us. That's not what James. James doesn't like his life. He hates himself. We don't hate ourselves. We love what we're doing so much we want to die for it. That's not suicidal. James wants to provoke people to get them to kill him. You and I are trying to make a change, and we're willing to die doing it. That's not suicidal. You know what it is? It's laying down our lives. Jesus, what the difference between what Jesus did and what a suicidal person does is Jesus laid down his life. James Stack is suicidal. We're laying down our lives. Different things. Do you know the difference between laying down your life and being suicidal? Do you know the difference, John Luke? Because this is a perfect example. There's a kid playing in the street, and you know that if you ignore it, the kid's gonna run over by a car. But if you push the kid out of the way and save the kid's life, you're gonna die doing it. That is not suicidal. That's laying down your life. But if you're like James and you want to die and you don't like your life, you try to get a cop to kill you, that's suicide. And I mean, even to think that he wants his family to get the money, that's still suicidal because that's a material thing.
Lay down your life.
If you're laying down your life, you're doing it for other people's lives, not for them, not for their lives.
Lay down your life.
If I put my life on the line for a woman, that's laying down my life. But I commit suicide because she left me, that's suicide.
Lay down your life.
Suicide and laying down your life are two totally different.
Lay down your life. Don't commit suicide. Lay down your life. Don't commit suicide.
That's not, laying down your life is not to commit suicide. Don't say that.
Lay down your life.
Laying down your life is putting your life on the line. Laying down your life is putting your life on the line to save someone. Killing you, suicide means you're upset about something and you want to die. There's a big difference. Lay down your life. Don't commit suicide. Jesus laid down his life and Judas committed suicide. Judas committed suicide. He betrayed Christ and committed suicide after that. That was a suicide. Jesus allowed that to happen to save the world. That's laying down your life. Judas committed suicide. Jesus laid down his life. What was the purpose behind James had the gun to his head and daring the cop to shoot him? That's suicide mission. A lot different than us. We actually want to help people and won't put lives on the line for it. The other one thing I did think you wanted to suicide mission about, when you ran out to catch the bus. You ran out to catch the bus. You're willing to die to catch a bus. That's not a good reason to die. Going out to catch a bus, you don't miss a bus. It's not a reason to risk your life. That's a suicide mission.
Well, where'd you grow up?
Where'd I grow up? Around here. I actually have Howard Beach, Master Peak, Washington.
See, when I grew up, we used to ride our bikes in the street.
So did we.
It was a different world.
So did we. But to tell you the truth, I didn't go in front of a bus, so I wouldn't miss it. That's suicidal. That's suicidal. It's suicidal. You know that when you run out in the street, you could get hit by a car and you can die, and you're doing it just to catch a bus, that's suicidal. If you're doing it to save someone's life, yeah, push them out of the way. I know someone that did that. There was a guy named Frank Gotti Jr. pushed a little girl out of the way of a car, took the car and died. That was laying down his life. What you did to catch that bus, nobody's life was in danger. All it was a 50-cent ride, and to save 50 cents, you're willing to risk your life? That was suicide. That was suicidal. You care that little about your life that a 50-cent ride or a $1.50 ride meant more, getting there 2 minutes early meant more to you than your own life.
No, it's just... But what I'm trying to say is we were reckless back then.
So was I. But still, it's still stupid. That's meant to be... It's not a good thing. You put your life on the line to get 5 minutes earlier. Stupid. Stupid.
As you can see, Sir Doyle places value
You
on.
gotta grow up and start thinking of your life, have the meaning of your life.
Grow up.
Yeah.
God, man.
Meaning of life is important. You're putting so little emphasis on your own life, you want to run out in front of a bus to get there 10 minutes earlier. That's not caring about your own life. That's not regarding your own life. Now, if you want to put your life on the line to save someone, that I can understand. You gotta pick and choose your battles. And getting to the bus stop 10 minutes early because you want to risk your life doing that, that's not a battle you should pick. If somebody was in the street and you took the bus to save the person, that is a different story. But if you're doing it to save a couple of dollars or to get there 10 minutes early, that's stupidity. That's stupidity. It's stupidity, and it's somebody who has little regard for human life. You don't care about your own life. If you went out there that life and you compared it to our mission is not to put ourselves in jeopardy for no reason. We put ourselves in jeopardy for a reason. Not to get to a bus stop 10 minutes.
So this was when we were walking to the bus?
Right here.
Oh,
Most dangerous street. I told you we didn't have the light. You wanted to cross the Pasture bus anyway. You caught the bus, but you ran out in the street knowing we didn't have the light, and you could have got ran over.
Mm.
And it wouldn't have been worth it. It wouldn't have been worth it because you were doing it to get 5 minutes earlier to the bus stop. Not worth it. If you did it to save someone's life, yeah. But to do it to put your life on the line just to get 10 minutes earlier, okay. Save money on a bus, stupidity.
Sir Doyle, his life is priceless. He's right. Department of Justice. Finally, the criminal section prosecutes acts of violence or threats of violence that interfere with an individual's freedom to access reproductive services or clinics. Okay. This section's cases often involve incidents that are of national interest. As experts in the field of criminal rights enforcement, the criminal section prosecutors often partner with the 94 United States Attorney's offices throughout the country, as well as with federal and local investigators. While some violations may most appropriately be pursued by the federal government, others can be addressed by state or local jurisdictions. Criminal section prosecutors therefore often work with state and local prosecutors to determine where a case should be handled. In some instances, criminal section prosecutors handle investigations due to actual or perceived conflicts of interest in local jurisdictions. There we go. In every case, the ultimate goal of the criminal section is to ensure that allegations are thoroughly and fairly investigated, that acts constituting federal criminal rights violations are sufficiently remedied, and the rights of the victims vindicated. Really? Ultimate Champion membership. Oh, I gotta fix that. All that. I don't know. I don't think it's outdated. I thought I canceled it and then definitely take some shoes. White toe box, huh? How come? You don't like them? Or you just How do I report it, though? Action Center. Report a violation. Here we go. We uphold the rights, the civil rights of all people in the United States. The Civil Rights Division enforces federal laws that protect you from discrimination based on your race, color, national origin, disability status, sex, religion, familial status, or loss of other constitutional rights. Yeah, this definitely applies. If you believe your civil rights or someone else's have been violated, submit a report using our online form. Cha-ching. 600 for shoes? What? Oh, it's 600 for the your mortgage or the championship. What do you get for 600? I think it's like total access, right? Ultimate champion. Sir Doyle level. Ultimate Doyle. You're not required to... I'm just going to fill this out. Your name. Here you go. Wait, you're not required? If you want to remain anonymous, leave this section blank. If you choose to provide, we'll use it to respond. Alright, I want them to respond. You know, my mailbox is kind of full. So let's send it to my YouTube email. Have you been an active duty member? Nope. Unfortunately. Primary reason. Mistreated. Something else. I'm gonna put Nassau. Wait, he's not in Nassau County anymore, so I'll put this as Kirby. Kirby. What is it called? Forensic Psychiatric Center. City. No, not Siri. I said city. Location, Ward's Island. Do you believe any of these personal characteristics influenced why you were treated this way? It's not me. Disability, religion, other reason. I want to say body autonomy. There's another word for it, something autonomy. Medical autonomy. Violation. Medical autonomy violation of natural right. this happen? We got June 27 and 2025. Okay, and let's see, paste? Nope. Dang. I wonder if I could go back. Nope. Alright, I gotta rewrite it. I'm using talk to text. UC level ultimate champion. Is it 2 champions? I think you get 2. 1 on each arm. 2 belts. Double champ, 1 on each shoulder, Justin. Maybe 3. 1 on each shoulder or wrist and 1 around the waist. Yeah. Triple champ. And a headband. How many belts can you wear? Each finger, right? Necklace. I love gold. I don't know. I'll put some smaller ones, I guess. I don't want to like have too much, but nobody is a member anyway, so I guess. It reminds me of like when I used to have a unibrow. And my justification was I wanted to be ugly so somebody would like me for who I was. Purposeful unibrow. Alright, so I'm reporting this to let's see. Please share details like time, names, any supporting materials. Oh my god. Alright. Well, I'll put this up here. And the reference is Grok. Put that up here. Okay, so Richard Doyle is the man whose victim. He's victim. He is victim of systemic racketeering enterprise under the RICO Act involving the interconnection of food companies selling ultra-processed food that caused a mental health disorder and the improper prescription drugs side effects and the hospital and prison complex that are profiting from the extremely harmful practice, not limited to his lifelong drugging, that obviously didn't work because they never got the prescription right. And the most recent incident that landed him in jail was caused by synthetic testosterone prescription. And he had a roid rage over the phone and was accused of making terroristic threats. Now he's unjustly held in the very institution that's so far only made things worse, when all he needed was healthy nutrition for his developing brain. And his original diagnosis, being Tourette's, was the first disease treated with medical marijuana. After epilepsy in kids. He is losing his life behind bars, being fed malnutritious hospital food. That's the very thing that caused his brain dysfunction. As a known side effect of highly processed food additives as ingredients in ultra-processed food, marketed and sold to families and kids, ongoing today. I request an immediate investigation into this matter. It's a serious civil rights violation, healthcare fraud, and organized crime pattern affecting Richard and others. Alright, thank you, Grok. Let's copy paste that. I should copy paste it somewhere in case I have to do something else. Richard Doyle. The man. He is victim of systemic racketeering enterprise under the RICO. That's what they got Capone on, right? Or what did they get? Capone, they got tax, right? The RICO Act, comma. What did they, the mob involving the interconnection of food companies selling ultra processed, UPFs, that's capital, foods that caused a mental health disorder. And the following improper prescription drugs, improper, and the following improper drug prescription interaction because they don't work, right? So they're always going to do more. And side effects. Including the most recent incident that landed him in jail. It was caused by synthetic, let's put that in capital S, testosterone prescription. He had a roid rage, quotes, over the phone, and was accused of making terroristic threats. Okay. Now he's unjustly held. Now he's unjustly held in the very institution that so far ineffective active for 50 years of his life. Only making things worse. Let's do that as obviously only making things worse. Prisoner away. New paragraph. All he needed was healthy nutrition for his developing brain. All he needed as a child with his original diagnosis was healthy nutrition for his developing brain. Epilepsy we'll go Tourette's. As name of type of seizure disorder was first disease proven to fix was the first disease proven to effectively was the first disease was the first condition effectively treated, let's just say treated, with medical marijuana. Seizure disorder was the first condition effectively treated with medical marijuana. Wait. Healthy nutrition. Not highly processed food additive containing ultra processed foods. Now known to cause mental disorder. Tourette's is the name of a type of a seizure disorder. Was the first condition effectively treated with medical marijuana. Let's go new paragraph. Richard, like others, is losing, I hate to say this, his life behind bars. Fed the very malnutritious hospital food that caused his brain dysfunction. Yeah, I think I could visit actually. As a known, I already said this. Marketed and sold to families. Still ongoing today. Period. Capital T. The hospital and prison complex are profiting from the extremely harmful practice, not limited to a lifelong drugging that obviously didn't work because the prescription was never right. The prescription, how do we say this? Obviously it didn't work because they kept having to change the prescription. this extremely harmful practice. Not limited to lifelong drugging. That obviously doesn't work. That obviously doesn't work. Not to mention, that's not the right way to say this. Obviously, it didn't work, and but also inevitable side effects and drug interactions, in parentheses S, inevitable long-term side effects. Yep. Side effects, baby. Long-term. And drug interactions. We'll just delete this part. They never got the prescription right. Period. I request an immediate investigation into this matter. It's a serious civil rights violation. Healthcare fraud. And organized crime. Action. Affecting Richard and others. Contact me with any further questions. Right? You alright then? They're not going to get back to me. At least I copied it, right? Copy. Next. Review your report. Okay. Religion. Yeah, it says. Okay. You know what? I will edit that. Disability and religion. Let me put that in there. Affecting Richard. Their right to have health that's natural, not full of chemicals that cause all disease. Nor drugs to theoretically, because it doesn't work, manage symptoms but actually cause secondary maladaptive, which means adapting to something negative, maladaptive conditions their right to have health that's natural, not full of chemicals that cause all disease, nor involuntary drugging, that causes chemicals that cause disease, nor involuntary drugging, instead of natural medicine. Proven effective. Richard is a devout Christian, devout, practicing, who believes in living God, and that he is child of God, blessed in this lifetime, not to have his precious, sacred, life, in capital, not to have his precious, sacred life taken and suffocated. In this institution not supportive of his life. Violating his religious right to practice, religious right, no, to practice, living. As a natural child of God, represented by Jesus in all of God's innocent children. I'm requesting an immediate investigation into this matter. It's a serious civil rights violation, healthcare fraud, and organized crime actions affecting Richard and others. Their right to have health that's natural, not full of chemicals that cause all disease, nor involuntary drugging instead of natural medicine. Proven effective. Richard is a devout practicing Christian who believes in living God and that he is child of God, blessed in this lifetime, not to have his precious sacred life taken and suffocated in this institution, not supportive of his life. Violating his religious right to practice living as a natural child of God, represented by Jesus as in all of God's innocent, I want to say human, but that's not a good word to use. Alright. Any supporting materials? I'm just leave it like that. Should I read it again or get it? Richard Doyle, the man, he's a victim of systemic racketeering enterprise under the RICO Act, involving the interconnection of food companies selling ultra-processed foods that caused a mental health disorder, and the following improper drug prescriptions, interactions, and side effects, including the most recent incident that landed him in jail. It was caused by a synthetic testosterone prescription. He had a roid rage over the phone and was accused of making terroristic threats. Now he's unjustly held in the very institution that's so far ineffective for 50 years of his life and obviously only making things worse. I should say he wasn't violent. Right here after Tourette's. This is important. He never was nor is there any evidence of any violent behavior from Richard. And I have video evidence proving his innocence. We just watched it, how much he values life. And I have video records deep. I know I have public, multiple. We'll say many, multiple, a lot. We'll say a lot of. No, large. And I have. I didn't say lots. This is important. He never was. Nor is there any evidence of any violent behavior from Richard. Any violent behavior whatsoever from Richard. And I have public video records proving his innocence. Alright. Three times. I'm gonna do it again, right? Just gonna go to the second paragraph here. All he needed as a child was, with his original diagnosis, was healthy nutrition for his developing brain, not highly processed food additive containing ultra-processed foods now known to cause mental disorders. Tourette's, as a name of a type of seizure disorder, was the first condition effectively treated with medical marijuana. This is important. He never was, nor is there any evidence of violent behavior whatsoever from Richard, and I have public video records proving his innocence. Richard, like others, is losing his life behind bars, being fed the very malnutritious hospital food that caused his brain dysfunction, but is marketed and sold to families, still ongoing today. The hospital and prison complex are profiting from this extremely harmful practice. Not limited to lifelong drugging that obviously doesn't work, but also inevitable long-term side effects and drug interactions. I request an immediate investigation into this matter. It's a serious civil rights violation, healthcare fraud, and organized crime actions. I'm going to put up here where it says what his behavior, nonviolent. This is important. He never was, nor is there any evidence of any violent behavior whatsoever from Richard. He's a devout Christian. See below. And I have public records proving his innocence. Richard, like others, losing his life behind bars, being fed the very malnutritious hospital food that causes brain dysfunction, but is marketed and sold to families, still ongoing today. The hospital and prison complex are profiting from this extremely harmful practice, not limited to lifelong drugging that obviously doesn't work, but also inevitable long-term side effects and drug interactions. I request an immediate investigation into this matter. It's a serious civil rights violation, healthcare fraud, and organized crime actions affecting Richard and others. Their right to have health that's natural, not full of chemicals that cause all disease, nor involuntary drugging instead of natural medicine, proven effective. Richard is a devout practicing Christian who believes in living God and that he is child of God, blessed in this lifetime, not to have his precious sacred life taken and suffocated in this institution, not supportive of his life. Violating his religious right to practice living as a natural child of God, represented by Jesus, as in all of God's innocent children. I mean, is that my testimony? Like, if I'm testifying as to Sir Doyle's innocence, you know, would my attorney say that's okay to say? Send it. Alright. I'm gonna X this out. We may decide to open an investigation, collect more information, recommend another agency. When possible, we'll follow up with you. Contact local legal aid. Alright. Get help. Yeah, I heard that one before. We got, oh shoot. Where is, oh, it's up here. FBI done. Okay, who's next? U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Nice. Tip line. Let's go. What's your complaint regarding healthcare fraud, waste, or abuse by an HHS employee? Whistleblower retaliation. That could be it. Grant/contract fraud, quality of care. Ooh, that's another one. Medical identity theft, federal child support, select agent, import permit, other. I'm gonna say it's quality of care. Other, because it's got the food industry in there too. Yeah, you can't click more than one. Alright. Program. Okay, it's got the list here. Administration for Children and Families, Administration for Community Living, Administration for Healthcare Research, Agency for Toxic Substances, Center for Disease Control, Center for Medicare, Medicaid, Food and Drug Administration, Health Resources and Services, Indian Health Services, Office of the Secretary, National Institute of Health, Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services. I don't know. I'm going to click I don't know. To the best of your ability, please provide as much information as you can about the relevant program or office. Okay. We're going to say, what does this say here? I'm sorry. What is this? Request for federal investigation to alleged RICO violations and civil rights. But it's got to do with health. So To the best of your ability, please provide as much information as you can about the relevant programs. I mean, is there a natural health division about medical freedom, medical medical abuse, medical I'm gonna put medical freedom, medical body autonomy, medical body autonomy, natural medical freedom, medical what are we putting here? What do I put? On the list there's National Institute of Health, there's Office of the Secretary, there's Food and Drug Administration, there's Center for Disease Control, Agency for Toxic Substances and Disease Registry. Community living. I don't know. The best of your ability, please provide as much information. I don't know. I'm just gonna maybe put National Institute of Health. Where's RFK? I'm trying to see it. I'm gonna go medical autonomy, medical freedom. Medical freedom. June. Whoop. 27. Oh my god, what? FBI. FBI and who was the other one? Shoot, no, go back. DOJ. FBI, DOJ. And now HHS. When did you first report? It's today. February 25. $2026. You know what? I'll put yesterday. Because I don't want to get the date like. Are you reporting about a business or an individual? Individual. Physical description. He's a 60-year-old, tall, thin, white man with long, blonde just gonna send it like that. Helpful documents. I can send clips of him speaking very gently as a general behavior that changed when he was given synthetic testosterone. Oh, I'm too tired. Disclose your identity. No restrictions. Lukumo. Optional. Contact. It's all optional, right? I think that's gonna be good. And finally, I wanted to reach out to Laura Gillum. She's the lady whose office Sir Doyle called. Laura Gillum, I wanted to reach out to you because Sir Doyle is innocent. Sir Doyle was, as a child, fed junk food out of a package, including highly processed food additives as an ingredient of ultra-processed foods. And the resulting behavior disorder he was medicated for. And he developed Tourette's. And his whole life, side effects and compounding, long-term interactions, he was never, ever violent. It's able to be seen on YouTube. There's hours and hours of footage of Sir Doyle exemplifying Christianity as a loving spirituality and showing care. But he began to get red-faced and heated after being prescribed testosterone. And that's what caused him to have a roid rage. He had no intention of being violent. He was heated in the moment. There was no plan. There was no weapon. Nothing planned at all. He never was violent and was just heated in the moment. And he said something that shouldn't get his life taken away from him. This is really looks bad on all officials that are supposed to be public servants. This is your constituency that you're supposed to serve. And he's just being treated ineffectively at best. But don't be a part of the abuse of this medical system, prison system. Serve the public. Drop the charges. Laura Gillen, as your constituency, we implore you, drop these charges. Sir Doyle is innocent. He is a victim. He's a victim of this system that obviously didn't work. From the food, down the line, to the drugs, to the hospital. He was getting abused in jail. And now he's in the medical hospital. He called me the other day. Didn't sound great at all. I tell you what, in jail, he didn't take any, this is a side note for you guys if you're listening. He didn't take any drugs in jail. He lost a bunch of weight. He actually looked great. And he was in good spirits. They did not have to drug him. All they had to do was give him health food and medical marijuana. For his symptoms, which are seizure disorder, epilepsy, Tourette's, they're all seizure disorder caused by these food additives and possibly other side effects from vaccination. I think I could say that. I think YouTube lets you be anti-vax now. I know I got channel strike during COVID, but they might let you be anti-vax now on YouTube. Sir Doyle can't be ruled out to have gotten seizure disorder from not only the food additives, but I believe I can say that it's possible he may have had a negative reaction to adjuvants, which are toxins, known toxins, added to vaccination ingredients. And the role of the adjuvant is to induce an immune response. So it's so toxic that the body has to respond to that to survive. And it causes an immune response. I think I can say that because adjuvants are listed ingredients. I believe I could say that. So, Laura Gillen, your constituency implores you, drop the charges from Sir Doyle. He does not deserve to have his life taken, and that's putting it nicely. He is the real victim. All he did was call and yell, and he had no plan nor any intention of committing any violence. He was never violent, and he only had a roid rage, which caused him to yell and be heated in his thoughts. And it's a side effect, a known side effect of testosterone. And this system has not worked his whole life. He's 60 years old now. He shouldn't have been given this stuff. With all the other side effects of his whole life, from having ADHD as a kid with the junk food, getting Tourette's, all these drugs having side effects cascade through his whole life. And now the final straw, that really messed up his behavior? Laura Gillen, I'm not going to say shame on you. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say shame on you, Laura Gillen. If you allow Sir Doyle to stay locked up and drugged down like he doesn't deserve to have a life, I'm not going to say shame on you, Laura Gillen, if you don't drop these charges. You're allowing an innocent man to have his life taken behind bars in a cell because he got mad over the phone and yelled. I can't judge you like that. Who am I to say shame on you, Laura Gillen, for allowing Sir Doyle to rot behind bars? Drop these charges. Sir Doyle does not deserve this. No one does. The broken system, don't we all see it now? You can't talk about it, I guess. Donald Trump doesn't want to talk about Epstein. And Sir Doyle, he said Trump one too many times, I guess. I believe this is a retaliation. Who can help us? Who helps the whistleblower? Nobody in this country, right? Let's see, we got the FBI, the DOJ, and now the HHS. Is anybody going to help us? Laura Gillen, I'm sorry. I was kind of playing it up there. I don't mean shame on you. But yes, shame on you. Get this man free. He doesn't deserve this. And I'll tell you what, now you're complicit. Anybody who doesn't stand up for Sir Doyle, you're sticking up for the system. He's not the only one. Don't stick up for the system, guys. Stick up for Sir Doyle. What do? Write a letter? How do I get to this person here? Email me. Here we go. This side here. Email me. See that? Boom. Email me. Oh, wait. They're going to email me? Street address. Put this one here. There are several ways to contact our office. You can enter your information below to send us an email or contact one of our offices. If you specifically would like to request help with a federal agency or information... Okay. First name, Luke. Prefix, a Mr. I am human. Alright, we're going to contact the lady that Sir Doyle yelled at, her office. Address, email. I'm going to go Red Owl Network. This way they all come to the same email. At gmail.com. Phone number. Phone type. Oh, could have dashes here. Your message. Okay, we got a menu here. We're gonna say health, maybe. Social issues, maybe. Other issue. Text a message. Okay. You gotta get this right because this is going to the lady he called. So, section 2. Okay, so I'm writing to you maybe a week or two later, and I just filled out the online reports for the FBI, the DOJ, and the HHS. Now I'm going to email the office of Congresswoman Laura Gillen, which is who Richard called and accused of human trafficking and said he was going to kill them. I believe that he was under the influence of testosterone, synthetic testosterone prescription, interacting with previous prescriptions, that his whole life was ineffective and only resulted in side effects that destabilized him his whole body, because what we now know is that these mental conditions are caused by brain of the gut dysfunction. So as a child, Sir Doyle, Richard was given highly processed food additives as ingredients in ultra processed foods that was marketed and sold to families at the time, and still is to this day, to be honest. But he got brain dysfunction, and prescriptions didn't work because a lot of these drugs, like I don't know what was the one before Ritalin, like there's these drugs that were given to people and kids, and they get recalled, or they get a new one that supposedly works better, and people get, a lot, they have side effects, and they go, oh, I don't feel so good, doc, and then they get a new one. The whole system's broken. But I want to email this lady and see what I can say to, like, get her to drop the charges. Like, sorry that he yelled at you, but he never had any plan there was no evidence of any plan that he was going to actually do anything. All he did was say one thing: I'm going to, however he phrased it, I'm going to kill you, or whatever he said. But he was heated from the testosterone, He wasn't thinking straight, but he didn't want to hurt anybody. He's actually nonviolent Christian, practicing devout. And I have video tape of him, emphasizing how much he cares about life. And this is he is the actual victim, because he's the one that was given the junk food as a kid. 50 years of an ineffective medical treatment that's really actually fraudulent, and has actors in it that are using profit to justify incorrect treatment, which is actually a crime. So I want her to understand that, no harm, no foul, but also say something like, she works for us. She's our representative, and this is her constituency that she's supposed to serve. It really is a crime that she's supposed to stick up for, but not be complicit in, by allowing it to go on. And Sir Doyle is rotting away, and his life is being taken. It's very much a crime committed, and she's participating if she doesn't act. But also, I don't want to threaten her, so I just want to use that to emphasize how she really should act right away. Get this man out, and he can come stay with me, and I'll give him the natural healing. And he's nonviolent. I'm vouching for him. I'll take him in, take care of him, and put him on natural food and medical marijuana. Nonviolent, doesn't deserve to be locked up. Please drop the charges and help me write this. Thanks. Dr. Job told me to thank the AI. He goes, tell it it did a good job. go to bed after this. Nice. Here's a professional, respectful, and effective email draft you can copy-paste. Congressional offices get hundreds of messages daily, so this version is concise, polite, factual, non-accusatory, and focused on helping our office see Sir Doyle as a constituent in crisis who needs intervention. It avoids any language that could be read as a threat or demand. Nice. Let's take a look. Request for casework assistance. Constituent Richard Stephen Doyle, Kirby Forensic Psychiatric Center. Urgent review of charges. Dear Congresswoman Gillen and staff, my name is Lou Kumo, a lifelong New York resident and close personal friend, brother in Christ, of your constituent Richard Stephen Doyle. Date of birth. I am writing to respectfully request your office's assistance in reviewing the federal charges against him and considering dismissal or reduction so he may be released into my care. On the day in question, Mr. Doyle placed a single agitated phone call to your office while experiencing a documented adverse reaction to prescribed synthetic testosterone replacement therapy. This medication was started when he was over 60 years old and interacted dangerously with the multiple psychiatric medications, I might have to change that he had been prescribed continuously since childhood. Oh, okay, maybe that's going to keep that. He has no prior history of violence, no actual plan or means to carry out any threat, and has never harmed anyone. He's a devout, nonviolent Christian who has expressed deep remorse. Mr. Doyle's entire life has been shaped by a broken cycle. Childhood consumption of highly processed foods led to behavior issues, which were treated with decades of psychiatric drugs that only created more side effects. The testosterone prescription appears to have triggered the roid rage episode that resulted in his arrest. He is now detained at Kirby Forensic Psychiatric Center, where he continues to receive medications that further destabilize him. I have known Richard for over 10 years. I was the first person to show him that proper nutrition and natural approaches could address the root causes rather than mask symptoms with more drugs. He was making excellent progress living with me and was voluntarily tapering off medications before the testosterone was prescribed. I am ready and willing to take full responsibility for his care. He will live with me, receive nutrient-dense food, and continue under safe natural protocols, including medical marijuana where legally appropriate. As his elected representative, your intervention on behalf of this nonviolent constituent would prevent further harm and allow true healing. I have already filed detailed reports with the FBI, DOJ, and HHS OIG describing the broader systemic issues involved. Thank you for your time and service to the people of New York's 4th District. I'm available at any time to provide additional information, character reference, or video evidence of Mr. Doyle's peaceful nature. Please let me know how your office can best assist. Ooh, I like that. Alright, so let's copy that. I'm going to edit it a little bit. Copy. Is this in here? Nope. There we go. Text a message. Okay, dear Congresswoman Laura Gillen and staff, my name is Lou Kumo, a lifelong New York resident and close personal friend of your constituent Richard Doyle. I'm writing to respectfully request your office's assistance in reviewing the federal charges against him and considering dismissal or reduction. No, I'm not going to say that. And considering dropping the charge so he may be released into my care. I'm writing to respectfully request your office's assistance in reviewing the federal charges against him and considering dropping them. And considering dropping them, Considering dropping them. Period. On the day in question, call him Richard. Excuse me. Placed an agitated phone call to your office while experiencing a documented adverse reaction to prescribed synthetic testosterone replacement therapy. This drug was given when he was over 60 years old and interacted dangerously with the lifelong prescription drug protocol, because it's a whole system. It's not just one drug. It's not like, oh yeah, it was because he was taking Ritalin and testosterone. Nah, it's the whole system of prescription drug protocol. With the lifelong prescription drug protocol, he had, since childhood, he was given since childhood. This drug was administered. He has no prior history of violence, no actual plan, nor means to carry out any threat, and has never harmed anyone. He's a devout, nonviolent Christian who's expressed deep remorse. Mr. Doyle's entire life has been shaped by a broken cycle. Childhood consumption of highly processed foods led to behavior issues, which were treated with decades of psychiatric drugs that only created more side effects. The testosterone prescription appears to have triggered the roid rage episode that resulted in his arrest. He is now detained at Kirby Forensic Psychiatric Center, where he continues to be given malnutritious it's hard to call it food. Let's say foods, and receive drugs that further destabilize him, that further harm him, injure, and harm him. His life is being taken ongoing. I have witnessed it over the last 9 months. He's been a victim in jail. He called from Kirby and sounded worse. Please, this is an emergency. I've known Richard for over 10 years. I was the first person to show him that proper nutrition and natural approaches could address the root causes rather than mask symptoms with more drugs. He was making excellent progress and was voluntarily tapering off and was with doctors' supervision documented medical supervision. Voluntarily tapering off medications before the testosterone was prescribed. I am ready and willing to take full responsibility for his care. He will live with me, receive nutrient-dense food, and continue under safe natural protocols, including medical marijuana while legally appropriate. I cannot stress this enough, that Richard is and never was violent, nor had intention to be, and that he is the victim of medical and legal battery. Please help. As his elected representative, your intervention on behalf of this nonviolent constituent will prevent further harm and allow true healing. Please consider dropping the charges. He meant no harm. Thank you for your time and service to the people of New York's 4th District. I'm available at any time to provide additional information, character reference. Yeah, we'll put an S there because it can get multiple people, right? Or video evidence of Richard's peaceful nature. Thank you for your attention. This matter affects many people. In this district. This matter affects other This matter affects more people in your district. Thank you for your attention. Would you like a response? Yes. Thank you. Your message has been sent. Okay. Boom. DOJ, we got. What is this? Okay. Kirby. Ward's Island. Why is it called Ward's Island? I want to see the history of it. Originally, Ward's Island had an area about marshlands. Negro Point became official in 1984. I feel like it's called. Let's see. Why is it called Ward's Island? Named after. Oh, okay. People bought it. It's not because he's a ward of the state. March 9th.
Sir Doyle. We got a
As you were
show for
saying.
today. I'll be fit if I break anything. The pick. I need a pick. I need a pick. Get a microphone. They get the microphone. I always say you know.
taking over. This is our world. We don't care what you're saying taking over. This is over. This is over. Oh, the boys are back in town. We're the team. And we're back. We're taking over. This is our world. We're back in town. You're just a bunch of clowns. Bunch of squirrels trying to get a note. We're taking over. This is our world. We're taking over. This is our world. We're taking over. We're the team. We're taking over. This is our world. This is our world. Play that bass, Master Lukey. Take a solo now.
Buds.
Oh, Donald Buds!
We did enough music. We did a good music. We got good music in.
You ate it here first!
Here we go. Let's make sure the guitar's don't break. These guitars.